This video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the Pixel 6 Pro 1 month later. Okay, so it's been a month with what in my opinion has been the most hyped phone of 2021. The much anticipated Google Pixel 6 Pro. Man, there was just so much Google had to get right with this device, and so much that could have gone wrong. And with that said, I've been thoroughly impressed at how well the company hit the nail on the head with this new direction. 1 month later, the Pixel 6 Pro continues to surprise me in how well it's put together, how fun it is to use, and how transformative it is in comparison to previous iterations. So as the holiday season is upon us, I thought I'd put together an updated review of the Pixel 6 Pro, mainly going over the features that have stood out the most over the past month, both good and bad, in order to help you make the decision on whether or not this phone is for you. Now before we get into the review, in case you're new here, I'm Jason. I would really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. It really does help out solo creators like myself get more traction on their videos, so help a brother out. And of course, if you're a tech junkie like me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future reviews. Okay, the first thing about the Pixel 6 Pro that has really stood out to me over the past month has been the totally revamped form factor. I've said this before, but Google was pretty unapologetic about its utility over design strategy it's used basically since the inception of the Pixel. And though I have an appreciation for that perspective, I think they finally understood that it's kind of important to have both. And to me, I think they really nailed it with the Pixel 6 Pro. It checks all the boxes in the premium foam requirement list, you got a nice glass-on-glass build, connected by a brushed metal alloy frame, and the execution here is really well done. I'm so glad Google didn't do anything weird like add a plasticky coating to the metal, things they've done in the past. And even this unique ledge design of a camera housing on the back has really grown on me. It doesn't come off weird, and I like how it makes it immediately recognizable as a Pixel, and I think it does it in a good way. And 1 month later, I would confidently categorize the Pixel 6 Pro as a bona fide premium phone. And the component that really seals the deal in my opinion is the display. It's a massive 6.7-inch QHD OLED panel that performs great. It's bright, content comes off razor sharp, and it's extremely immersive with its single hole punch cutout for the front-facing camera and slightly curved edges that basically no forehead and chin. It makes the device look super clean, and it's a joy to use, especially if you're a power user. My favorite part of the display has got to be the high refresh rate. It has a 120Hz variable refresh rate that makes the UI navigation experience a lot smoother, which really adds to the overall premium feel of the phone itself. Google also added an in-display fingerprint reader as well. Honestly, this has been one of the areas of the phone that has been kind of subpar. It's a decent biometric security system, but it's just slower compared to what else is out there. And considering that this is just an optical sensor, it really should be faster. But another thing about the Pixel 6 Pro's form factor that has really stood out over the past month in a good way is how comfortable it is. I was surprised by this because the phone is so big, it's way larger than last year's Pixel 5, and I was kind of expecting it to be a pain when it comes to day-to-day use. But it's not as thick or as heavy as some of its competitors, and not as wide, so it's quite comfortable to hold in one hand, and ease of use has definitely made this phone stand out. Now before we get into the next area in which the Pixel 6 Pro has really stood out, I want to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Helix. Helix Sleep is one of the biggest names when it comes to bedding, and I'm not even exaggerating. Ever since I made the switch over to a Helix mattress, it's completely changed how I sleep and how rested I feel in the morning. Now what makes Helix really stand out is that they're designed to really fit your specific needs when it comes to getting a good night's rest. Everyone's body type, sleep position, and sleeping needs are different, so before you even start looking for a new mattress, Helix has you take a very simple and easy to do sleep quiz. It asks you information about your body type, how many people will be using the bed, and your preferred sleep position. I'm personally a side and back sleeper myself, and after completing the quiz, Helix recommended the Helix Midnight, and I've been sleeping on the Helix Midnight Luxe for a couple months now, and this has hands down been the best mattress I've ever slept on. I never realized how a transition to a hybrid mattress with both memory foam and coiled springs, and a medium firmness like the Midnight has, would be so much better for me as a side sleeper. It provides significantly more pressure point relief on my hips and shoulders, without giving me that weird feeling like I'm sinking in quicksand because of the support of the zone coiled springs, and I legit have been falling asleep way faster on this bed, and feeling more rested in the morning. Plus, with this being the Luxe version of the mattress, it comes with a super premium pillow top for even more comfort. This thing is awesome because it's made out of a breathable tensile technology that supports airflow to keep you cool while you're sleeping. I tend to sleep hot, so this has been a great addition for me. But the best part about going with a Helix mattress is that they deliver it right to your door for free. It comes vacuum sealed and rolled up in a box. All you have to do is take off the protective wrap, carefully open up the vacuum seal, and the mattress will automatically start taking shape. It's really as simple as that. Now, if it makes you nervous about buying something you've never tried, especially as important as a mattress, no worries because Helix has a 100-night sleep trial that allows you to try out the mattress for more than 3 months, just to ensure that you love it. And in the off chance that you don't, it's no problem. They'll pick it up from you for free and give you a full refund. Plus, all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is a lot more accessible than you think. Now, if you guys are interested in checking out Helix Sleep, either click the link in the description below or go to helixsleep.com/JSLreview, and you'll get $200 off the mattress of your choice. And not only that, Helix will throw in 2 free pillows. I absolutely cherish my Helix bed, and I'm confident you will too. Check out Helix Sleep today. Okay, the next thing about the Pixel 6 Pro that has really stood out 1 month later is its camera quality. And right off the bat, let me clarify, what stood out about it is that it's not as game-changing as we all wanted it to be. Now, I want to state early on that the camera quality on the Pixel 6 Pro is great, one of the best in the market, so this portion of the review is not to suggest that 1 month later I think the images and video coming out of this phone is bad by any means. It's just not as good as I thought it would be. The Pixel 6 Pro has your standard 4-camera setup, a primary wide angle, an ultra-wide, a telephoto zoom on the back, and a single front-facing camera on the front. And all these cameras perform well. Images are sharp, colors pop, and no doubt the Pixel 6 Pro can pump out pictures that in my opinion are extraordinarily good. But my main beef with the still image quality is that it's really not that much improved from what Pixels have been bringing to the table thus far. There's really no updates around its computational photography, so it's a lot of the same here if you're familiar with the Pixel picture profile. The Pixel 6 Pro also has a tendency to kind of overdo it with its processing too. I mean, it's really impressive that the phone has the processing power to take photos in really difficult lighting situations, and balance out the highlights and shadows, but it almost goes too far and the image starts to look artificial and unnatural. The same is true with how the Pixel manages artificial bokeh. It's gotten better with edge detection, but the blur in the default settings can be overly aggressive. Now, a lot of this is gonna come down to preference, as many do enjoy this processed look. But there seems to be a trend to make mobile photography closer to natural DSLR type quality, and I hope it's something Google works on with future iterations. When it comes to video quality, again, I was expecting a lot more. Though the 4K video coming out of the Pixel 6 Pro is an improvement from Pixels of the past, I was hoping that the power of Google's Tensor chip would be able to accomplish the same wizardry it's been able to achieve with its still image quality. The footage does come out sharper and more vibrant than before, but it still lacks the ability to shoot in more frame rates, or in higher resolution. And it's just not that night and day transformation we are all hoping for. Now, I recognize that I'm being pretty nitpicky here because you can see the footage isn't bad, but to be honest, I was expecting better when it comes to the Pixel's cameras this year, especially given the hype around Tensor and Google's reputation in the smartphone camera space. But that brings me to the last thing about the Pixel 6 Pro that has really stood out over the past month, and that's the overall success of the device itself. I mean, let's face it, Google went all out on this phone in an attempt to play in the major leagues, honestly something it's not done before. And there were so many things that could have gone wrong. And given just how much hype surrounded this device from the get-go, I think it's fair to say that the company had a lot to lose. But over the past month, I've been really impressed at how much Google got right with the Pixel 6 Pro. The completely overhauled design is great and pretty unique, which is not easy to pull off. The quality in terms of build is definitely at flagship level. The display is fantastic and makes consuming content an absolute joy. And it's priced in a way that in my opinion really makes it competitive against other top-end devices. Given how much you're getting with the Pixel 6 Pro, I really think Google is selling it at a loss at $899. I understand why they would do that though. Given how new and untested everything is on this phone, it would have been much harder to sell if it were the same price or higher than say the iPhone 13 Pro or the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And man, with all that said, I'll be honest, I'm kinda surprised at how well Google executed on this. Pixels are notorious for always having some glaringly awful component to it, so I wasn't exactly holding my breath when leaks about the Pixel 6 Pro were everywhere. Though I tried to be optimistic, I was really ready for history to repeat itself as everything seemed too good to be true. But 1 month later, the most hyped phone of 2021 is amazingly kinda living up to the hype, and I've been thoroughly enjoying this phone. Okay, that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of the Pixel 6 Pro down in the comments. Check out these other reviews if you're looking for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.